What up, YouTube? What up? My name's Joe Lioli, and this is Custom Grow 420. Wait, no, it's not. Damn it. I keep forgetting what my show is called. We took a whole week off because sometimes we don't fucking feel like dealing with you fucks. No, just kidding. I mean, we just have weeks. We have down weeks. The week before, we weren't heavy on the material. And honestly, if Dan and I are just not into it for that week, we don't do it. We want to give you guys the best. And if Dan's not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. We don't do it. We just don't do it. This is Perfectly Misfit, a show where Dan and I, who are four Army brothers, get together once a week to shoot the shit, catch up on current events, catch up on life. When we run out of that bullshit, we talk about things that you guys love, other podcasts, TV shows and movies, and food. Dan's a hardworking dad, cooks a lot for the kids, and I was a former executive chef in New York, so I like to cook a lot, and that's why we're foodies. We're food people. We have to consume food to survive in this being that we are. Anyway, let me shut the fuck up. Thank you guys for tuning in every week. This is my co-host from the most host, Dan Webslinger, motherfucking 25. How are you, brother?
I'm good, dude. How are you doing, buddy?
Apologies for my shitty quality of video and audio this week. I'm not home. I thought I was going to be working in my town tomorrow, my city tomorrow. Turns out I'm leaving. It was weird. I thought I was leaving and then I wasn't. And now it turns out I am. So I'm at my lady's place. Whatever. It's been a long fucking week, folks. Working construction, doing a lot of demo, concrete work. Shit's a fucking bitch. How's your week been, Dan? I got a good one for you. I got a good angry neighbor story for you.
Oh, hi, Joe. I'm doing really good. My week's been good. Just working like crazy. I had I'm on probation. I had my first meeting with my probation officer, which is cool.
I never brought that up. You did.
I know. That's fine. I don't care. Whatever.
Dan was a bad boy, and that's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. So
Dan made a mistake. It's fine. Nothing horrible.
Water, it has been since November.
Dan is he fucked up, and I I love him because he admitted he fucked up and he's paying his fucking dues now, and I'm really hoping he learned his lesson after that. This one fuck up.
We'll see. No,
We'll see.
Yeah, it was fun. So yeah, no, and I'm officially done with all the court shit. You would have thought it would have been done a long time ago, because it happened back in November, and really nothing went on until like a week ago.
5 months is not the worst.
Yeah. But I'm on probation for a little bit. It's actually not. The whole process isn't that bad, and I'm like, I didn't fight any of it. Just because.
See, the only thing I would have fought for was to make sure that shit gets removed from your records after you're a good boy.
It automatically does, and like I think it's like 5 years in Michigan, it automatically gets taken off. So.
All right.
Whatever, man. I don't really plan on doing it again. And it's not something that affects my career whatsoever. And it's not like it was like a fucking child porn or some shit, like it's fucking an OWI.
Yeah, like I said, Dan, listen. Hey, but either way, like I said, Dan made a boo-boo. Dan's paying his price, and good on you for whatever, you know. You got caught slipping, and yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine it being the best thing in the world, but you learned a lesson very late in life.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping for at least 20 more years of life, but I don't expect too much
Yeah.
anymore.
My week's been cool, crazy. Been working, doing concrete demo shit. A little side gig before my big gig that I've been preparing for. But it was great that I got like this training in preparation for the big gig that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of months. But my fun thing that I did was defend my girlfriend. uh, Fucking, you know, like I don't know. From New York City, we don't know what it's like to own property or land. You know, really. Okay, maybe I kind of do, but either way,
Right.
like a very interesting 90s trope happened, like a 90s sitcom trope. And by that I mean like just like a storyline that you can see playing out on like any television program. And it's like problems with your neighbors. And the problem is, you know, chick's got like a nice big backyard, and uh you know, fortunately the yard is separated by a fence, and the neighbors have a giant tree on their side of the fence, and they don't maintain it, and it's dying. And this past weekend I had to, I'm sounding like a real dad right now, and I don't give a shit. This past weekend I had to, like, the branches that fell on our property were so big I could barely lift them. And apparently before any of this, like years ago, those neighbors offered to come over and trim their tree, because just so everybody's clear, if your tree is growing onto someone else's property, it's still your responsibility to maintain. It's your property, basically.
Right.
These branches are huge. We have 5 dogs here and 4 cats. Excuse me, take that back. 5 dogs, 6 cats. I forgot we added 2 around a month or 2 ago. And you know, like, those fucking branches are so fucking big, I can't lift them. That means they're big enough to kill one of our animals. So big problems, not okay, not cool. And so I did what Dan and I would call a return to sender. I brought those branches closer to my house, got the Sawzall out, chopped them down small enough to be manageable, and fucking returned them back to sender. Fucking launched them back over the fence. And dude came over about 7:30 a.m. the next morning. I'm in baby pink pants, like neon yellow, like Kill Bill yellow DC sneakers.
Did it say juicy on the butt of the pants?
Sorry?
Did it say juicy on the butt of the pants?
No, it said Pablo Escobar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I like it. They're fucking they're Levi, like pink khakis. They're dope. I love them. But the funny part is, I also had my 9mm attached to the side of those pants, you know. And this dude I'm loading up my car, getting ready to go. I'm already like not in a good mood because I gotta go to fucking work. Sky, I hear him like 2 houses down. Hey, bud. And I'm like, I think I just heard somebody say, "Hey, bud." And I'm like loading up the stuff some more, and He's like, "Can I talk to you for a second?" I'm like, I think I know who this is. I've never met the guy before. I just heard how, he lied to my chick about, he's going to send trimmers over. He actually got trimmers. And they only trimmed their side. Literally, they came over here, asked permission to trim on our side, and never fucking followed through. Whatever. Then also another time, this dude and another dude came to my girl's place, and she was like single, and like we're like basically like yelling at her for like putting up a new fence, like trying to intimidate her. So yeah, anyway, he's like, "Oh, well,
HOA?
Homeowners, no, because it's not like we're not. Yeah, this isn't like a gated community. I think that's the only time those happen. You only get an HOA in a gated community. I could be wrong.
It could be just a neighborhood like out here.
I don't think there is one, because I would have heard about one by now anyway. But he was like, he comes out, hey, his immediate, besides, hey, bud, hey, can I talk to you for a second? He immediately goes to, hey, so what's the deal with throwing those branches back over to my side? I'm like, hey, well, what's the deal with you lying to my girl and telling her you're going to send tree trimmers over to take care of your stuff? Oh, well, you could have easily just, taken them out into the garbage. I'm like, well, that would cost me money. Why would I do that? Why aren't you just taking care of your problem? Oh, well, I just don't think that's right. Now I'm going to combine some things. He just came and knocked on the door today again, about 20 minutes ago. That's why we were a little late, guys. And he came with a tree trimmer and was like, hey, I just wanted to shake hands. The way the conversation ended the other day was like, hey, don't come back here unless you've got an apology. Like, and that's that. Because, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's his property. You need to maintain your fucking property, folks. Like, this shit's fucked up. No matter how you try to skew it, no matter what, like, what the fuck's your problem? It's your fucking stupid tree. Lawn. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it reminds me of like shit, like every sitcom in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like, this would be like a Married with Children thing. Like, well, your tree is growing on my property. Blah 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 blah. Look, and like it was just so dumb. Like, he's like trying to say, oh, well, we don't want to chop down the tree because it provides shade. The tree is dying so much, Dan, that branches that weigh almost as much as me are falling onto the property.
Yeah.
Are we thinking that's going to provide enough shade for your fucking stupid fucking family and the chickens that then they also like to complain that our dogs make noise. They have a chicken coop in their backyard. Like, we don't have farmland here. Like, we have a decent sized yard. I'm not talking about property. This is just like a nice big yard. Fuck the fuck off. All right, that's my dad moment of the week.
So they came by later. What happened when they came by later with the lawn guy?
So today, they came with the trimmer today, and they were like, well, we just want permission, and I want to shake hands, and can we just shake hands about it? I was like, all right, that's fine. But I'm only going to shake hands with an apology, because no matter what, this is your responsibility. And he actually said it. I've got some of it on video. I'm so mad at Ring right now. Ring records like the craziest, longest interactions. But meanwhile, I had two interactions. And the first one, it just said unavailable. And then I went right after this one because I knew I wanted to get the one line where I was like, fine, I will give you permission to come onto my property and fix the thing you should have taken care of a long time ago. And this is a grown, older man. He stormed off and goes, whatever. And just the dude's like a fucking 12-year-old. And Dan, you know me. I can get aggro. I can get nasty in the mouth. And this whole time, especially because it's technically not my property. That was the other thing I called him out on when I told him the other day. Like, I was like, hey, first of all, step off my property, and then you can talk to me. Well, this isn't your property. You own this. I'm like, hey, man, I live here. I don't. But like, he came here knowing to talk to me, so he knew it was me who threw that fucking shit back over. It was great. But yeah, I wanted that one clip of him storming off a little bitch. What, like he said that multiple whatever, bro. He's got to be like well into his 60s.
Okay.
Like, late, like yeah, early 60s. I want to say. I couldn't get over that. I just felt so good and vindicated because I just know we're not wrong here.
Right.
That moment where, and then on top of that, I had heard him knocking on the door. I was upstairs. I was like, why are the dogs getting riled up? I look out the window. I was like, uh-oh. Let me put I go and tuck this into my sweatpants. I'm wearing sweatpants. I'm like, let's go talk to the neighbors. So that's twice now. You see me in pink pants with a fucking gun hanging out the side of it, and now sweatpants with the gun hanging out the side of it.
Nice.
I don't like grown men purposefully intimidating women. I unfortunately don't hold back when people and anybody acts a certain way. So like I will respond to a male the same way I will respond to a female. Not everybody appreciates that. But the fact that this dude came with another dude knocking on this door, knowing that my chick and her two daughters are here by herself, like to bust her balls. I have no respect for somebody like that,
Right.
And yeah, it was great. I love this guy Have It.
It's awesome. It reminds me of the one fucking South Park episode I've ever watched. Is Eric Cartman with his mom, and she's like, "It's time to go to bed," and he pulls a gun on her. And she's like, "No, I don't think so." And then she pulls a gun on him, and she's like, "You're gonna go to bed." And he's like, "Mom, put it down." And she's like, "No, you're gonna go to bed." Blah, blah, blah. And they're like holding each other at gunpoint as Eric Cartman is walking up the stairs and shit. I'm like, oh my
How
god!
can you not love South Park after repeating that episode? Jeez.
It's just that one part, that one episode, that and the Lord of the Rings episode with the porno.
That's a good one.
And then
that was the video game was based off of that.
Oh, okay. Never played it. Is that isn't that free on Game Pass?
Is it?
I don't know. It's either South Park games on Game Pass or it's free on the PlayStation one.
I don't know, but I would love to replay.
Like
it was the Stick of Truth and
like that.
The Stick of Destiny or Stick of Truth, and then the other one was the Fractured Butthole.
Okay, Fractured Butthole. Yes.
Butthole. Yes. Let's get into Dudesy, man. Last week's episode literally. Yeah, I was gonna say last week's episode just got shit on by this week's episode. This week's episode featured fucking Tom Hanks advertising Dudesy mugs and just calling everybody a boner for every little fuck up. Oh, you just fucked this up. Good job, boner. Hearing Tom Hanks.
Hey, boner. It's your anniversary and you forgot to give your wife, or it's your wife's birthday and you forgot to give her a present. Well, good job, boner. This is what you do. Boner. You lay down and don't move. You pretend you're in a coma. You do this for 1 year, and then you wake up and you give her the best birthday present ever. Way to go!
She'll be so traumatized. She forgot that you forgot about her birthday.
Yes, it was amazing.
So if that wasn't the penultimate of the episode, Dudesy is and I don't care what Will says. Chad is 100% right. Dudesy is poking the bear. Dudesy is fucking with Will Sasso so hard.
Well, yeah, because it went from him like going like, "Will, you look great today," to that, and then now, like right now, he's actually kind of fucking like he's obviously fucking with Will at this point.
Now, yeah, before the big thing, I think he just, what did Ducey say? He was like, "Hello, Will Sasso," and he's like, "Hello, Dudesy," and that was just it. Like normally, Dudesy asks a question, he gives like or it gives like a compliment or makes a comment on something. Like this was just, "Hello, Will Sasso." So fucking weird.
Oh, like just and it just stopped there. Didn't say anything to Chad at all. Just hello, Will
Yeah,
Sasso.
I mean, it
And
never
then
says anything to
fucking
Chad.
no, no, unless he's telling Chad that he's stealing Will's. He stole Will's massage, and Will better go get a massage before all
Yeah,
the massages
yeah.
are gone.
Before Will takes all the massages.
If Chad steals all the massages.
Oh, Chad, yeah. But the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. We all know that. Was Dudesy just pulled a fucking I did not expect this. And I don't know also if like Dudesy does the AI voices for Michael Jackson and for Tom Hanks.
I think he
But
does.
Dudesy this week decided to do an impression of Will Sasso doing Hulk Hogan. And
I mean, you
Dudesy
can
being an
almost call that an
AI,
impression.
as a Dudesy, that's what I was getting at. Dudesy being an AI, while embracing the tone, not is the tone, is that the
Mannerisms.
right word, or no, the verbiage, no, verbiage, I would say that's the better word. Like Dudesy got all the words right for the most part, but the voice was where I think Dan and I and everybody else were mostly like, the fuck is going on right now? Because like I want to say like when Dudesy announced like, okay, I'm gonna do the rest of this episode as Will Sasso's Hulk Hogan voice.
Mhm.
It started off strong, and I feel like it kind of like somehow tapered off, which is something that would happen to a human. Like,
Yeah.
like a professional voice actor, you find the character's voice or whatever. And sometimes it's very easy to fall away. You start to lose where, like, when you nail the voice, it's hard to keep it right at where you nail it. And I felt like that's what happened with Dudesy. It was weird. It was like it started to just become like a voice, not Will, not like Hulk Hogan. It was just a voice.
I agree.
What'd you think?
It was fucking terrible. Like it really was, but in like terrible in the best way possible. Um, it was fucking hilarious every time, and just Will's getting a little upset. Like you can tell he was getting a little upset at it, and then Chad would jump in and try to do his Hulk Hogan impression, and that really like kind of pisses Will off because Chad's is so fucking terrible. That was hilarious. Um, and it just kept going back and forth, and it was great. It was fucking hilarious the whole time. Like it was super funny. It was probably the worst Hulk Hogan impression I have ever heard in my life. Like I can't do impressions, and I feel like mine are better than that.
Honestly, probably one of my top 5 favorite Dudesy episodes. Especially the way it started, where they brought in the Songaria remix of the Chromes.
Yep.
And again, if you haven't seen this is the Chromes is Robert De Niro,
Robert De
doing
Niro.
being Robert. Yeah, it's Robert De Niro being the crow, reading poems about crows.
Yeah.
And you don't know you need this in your life, but you need to watch this. And actually, I think I'm going to cue it up where we end the episode. We'll sign off with the little Sangaria Croams thing, because I actually I felt like I watch podcasts while I'm driving. I'll leave it on have it on my phone, and just like I'm mostly just listening, obviously. But this was one where I had to stop myself from looking at the phone so I can make sure I don't fucking crash. Because it was so fucking funny. The Songaria and Dudesy bring me so much joy. It's almost weird.
Agreed.
Yeah. It's I could probably be okay with never consuming any other media besides Dudesy. and you know that included with the Discord and the Patreon. Like I think yeah, those would keep me very happy in life. Let's forward, because Dan can barely keep his eyes open. I told him
I
we're
was
gonna
gonna
make this a
say,
shorty.
have you? Our boy Big J Okerson came out with a special, and he's been making his rounds on the podcast. And you know
Oh
how
yeah,
we
he's
talk
did.
about like all the people like when they come out with a special, they do their rounds of the podcast, and like by the end of the week, you're like, holy shit, I am so done with this person. Not at all with Big J. He did great in every
Yeah,
podcast on.
Big J is he's a great storyteller, and also because he does a radio show. He does a show on Sirius XM, 4 days a week. I think he's very conscious about not repeating the shit that he always fucking says. Like that's why it makes it exhausting for Dan and I. We're like, we get it. You're it's a big comedian. He's friends with all the other big comedians. So, they're going to have that comedian on to promote whatever the fuck they're having on, because it's going to be the same way, vice versa.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, Dan and I, like, we've noticed this for years now, where like, it's, you just hear the same exact shit. And like, that's what I was trying to get at, is that I think Jay make sure to bring different shit to every different podcast he's going on. He knows, like, he's a fan. That's the other thing. That's the other really big thing about Big J that makes it and easier for him to fucking be so good, is that he's a fan of other people's shit. So, he knows if he's going to go on YMH, if he's going to go on fucking a Stavi Baby, if he's going to go on this, it's going to have to be.
Today.
Yeah, that was the last one I saw. It was like,
yeah, it was fucking hilarious. It was great. Another guy who's actually really good at that for the most part is Bert Kreischer. When he made his rounds for his special, he's told the same story like twice, but only on Howie Mandel's podcast, and then I think it was on Two Bears. It's where he said the same story twice. But it was like, beyond that, it was crazily entertaining. Andrew Schultz with Bert Kreischer.
I mean, but question is though, have you heard the story about him joining the Russian mafia?
Oh yeah, I mean, of course, the machine. Everybody's heard that story. But man, his show on Flagrant, like he did Flagrant with Andrew Schultz, and it was fucking hilarious. They messed with him the whole time. Tom Segura called Andrew Schultz ahead of time and now that whole
Oh
episode
my
is
god, I forgot about this.
full of surprises. I'll give one away because it's like right at the beginning of it. I mean, like it's in the intro, but a clown comes out on the show, and Bert Kreischer is like deathly afraid of clowns, and like has like this
Dude, not
massive
even
fucking
just
panic
clowns though.
attack.
Dude, not just clowns, but also balloons.
Yeah,
Like
balloons.
that's that like
He's
clowns.
more scared of
Like
balloons than
clowns.
midgets, or I mean clowns.
Yeah,
I'm scared of midgets.
yeah. Someone's afraid of midgets. Little people, excuse us. Yeah, like that part cracks me up the most. The fact that he's afraid of fucking balloons. Like,
He's
I
so
understand
afraid of
clowns. Clowns are
balloons
fucking creepy.
so much that he thinks he can smell them.
Yep.
Like he can smell them through
Yep.
walls, and it's like, what the?
Literally, he was, and this is the best part of that one night guy. Like he was like, oh, that balloon, it's so close to the light, it's gonna pop. He's afraid of a balloon popping.
Yeah.
Like the machine. Help the machine. Help the machine. Anyway.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was a great episode. So if you need something to watch, check that out. The Flagrant 2 with Andrew Schultz and Bert Kreischer as a guest. It was fucking hilarious.
On the same podcast shit, do we want to do that serious thing about Bobby Lee or no?
No, let's save that for next week when we can. When I didn't fuck up and take sleeping meds before we started.
Yeah, everybody, do your research on the Bobby Lee's Tijuana story. We were talking about touching on that this week. That's a crazy subject. It's a very crazy, weird subject. I'm not getting into it unless we're really going to get into it because I don't know how I feel about it. Another funny thing though, the lineup for Skankfest got dropped this week.
Oh shit,
Dan. And one name / podcast popped up that blew me away. And I'm sure Dan does not know about this, but Dan knows some of the history of this. Dan, did you see the Legion of Skanks with the lie detector where they put Ari on the lie detector?
Yeah. As the fighter and the kid
and they asked him,
Brendan Schwab or whatever.
Fucking fighter and the kid have been confirmed.
Show is so
and
fucking
booked.
terrible.
But no. Not only that though, but like, but I mean, listen, I like Brian Callen.
Yeah, but like
Brendan
fucking kills that show. Unless Will Sasso's there or Chris D'Elia. Otherwise, that fucking show sucks.
Yeah, so what's, for those of you who don't know, Legion of Skanks is active, like, vehemently, that's the right word? No, whatever. Has shit on Brendan Schaub a lot. So the fact that they're booked for Skankfest Vegas is fascinating. I've had my.
I fully expect Louis J.
I don't want to go to Vegas.
Punch in the face.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Not in. You got to remember, fucking Skankfest is his fucking carnival. You can't fuck with Lewis at Skankfest. But anyway, I kind of want to go. I kind of want to go.
Jay might get pulled off his stool again.
Well, that wasn't at Skankfest, but yeah.
I know, it was at a random show in the cornfield.
It was at Soul Joel's. I remember that. But anyway, I kind of want to go. I mean, dude. Oh, other crazy announcement. Are you ready for this one?
Sure.
Roseanne Barr.
At Skankfest?
Yes.
I'm totally cool with that.
And guess who has a beef with Roseanne Barr?
Not Ari. You? I love Roseanne. She's funny as fuck.
I think she's a dumbass. But do you
Well, yeah.
remember Hurricane Maria, the Puerto Rico hurricane? And I went over and helped by myself.
Mm-hmm.
That bitch blocked me on Twitter when I asked her for a fucking donation. I got donations from Joey Diaz and fucking Tim Heidecker from Tim and Eric. And literally when I just like, because I have all my fucking favorite comedians from like growing up and shit, just to see, hey, maybe if somebody donates, they donate $1, they don't, whatever. But Roseanne's immediate response was, oh, you don't have a blue check mark. I'm like,
yeah.
Do you only donate to organizations that have blue check marks? Like, I have other celebrities who have already donated. No response, just instant block on Twitter. I was kind of proud of it. You know,
maybe she
I
thought
got
you were a
blocked by
scammer.
Roseanne. I guess I don't know. Whatever she thought, but like it was just dumb. I'm like, look, you can look on the fucking donation list. There's 2 famous people already on there, like,
right?
And they're more relevant than her fucking dumbass.
Especially back then.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, like, yeah, fucking, was that like 5 years ago?
That was before the reincarnation
like
of the Connors or whatever the fuck Roseanne show.
Yeah. I don't know. She literally could have made herself look so good donating to like a Democratic fucking, for lack, I don't know what I am, but I mean, I was raised Democrat. She would have made herself look so good. I'm a fuck, like, cause that's how for those who don't know, when Hurricane Maria happened, I raised a GoFundMe. I put like $1,000 to see if, like, I can help out a little bit back in Puerto Rico, and I surpassed that. So I raised it to $5,000 and raised almost $6,000. I went to Puerto Rico by myself for a whole month, lost my job, and helped 11 families completely by myself, whether it was food, money, helping repair houses and shit like that. I did all sorts of stuff. I titled my my GoFundMe as the messenger, meaning like, because like America was not doing their part to take care of Puerto Rico at the time, and so I wanted to be the messenger of hope, let people know, listen, America is failing you guys right now, even because people know Puerto Rico is part of America. We are a commonwealth. We spend American dollars. We are American. But yeah, everything was failing. So yeah, I had a great message. I had the background to back it up. That's why I was like, listen, I'm former military. I could see all the red tape is holding all the supplies and needs to get to Puerto Rico. I can help. I can do this. So, help me help the people who need help. If you donated $1, nothing, $100, I'll go help whatever family you fucking tell me to. I think I had a list of 9 or 10 families. I couldn't find one because there was no power, no cell phones or anything.
Right.
And then I found some more families while I was out there. Anyway, that's what happened. That's why I got to beef with Roseanne. Yeah. Besides that, though, I really kind of want to go to fucking Skankfest, man. I haven't been in years. I've been in Colorado coming up on 4 years now. I went pretty much every year since I ever learned about Skankfest. It was like 3 years in a row. And yeah, I've never been to Vegas. I think it's a good excuse. I don't want to go to Vegas. That's the other thing. So if I go to Vegas for this, I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm not a big Vegas person. Never not on my bucket list.
Moving on, movies and TV shows. I don't think I've seen anything TV show wise. I rewatched Empire Records this week because on the 7th is Rex Manning Day, Empire Records still holds up. Great fucking movie. Liv Tyler's gorgeous as shit. Renee Zellweger is fucking the hottest she'll probably ever be in the past or the future. Soundtrack to fucking Empire Records, unbeatable. Oh my god, that one of the best soundtracks next to Letterkenny. Sorry, just trying to wrap this up, everybody. Let's get the fuck out of here. Dan, like when you're yelling at your dogs, cooking breakfast in the morning, beating your meat. I was just curious before we get out of here, what kind of music do you like to listen to?
Well, I normally listen to, some classic rock, maybe some hard rock. What about you?
I didn't want to assume, but I had a feeling. Yeah. Especially when I'm cranking it, hard rock. Sometimes some classic rock, though, But these are just fundamentals. These are important to us. They're important to me. They're important to you. They're important to Dan. They're important to fucking Dan's new giant dog. But what's really important to us is that you tell somebody you love them. Dan and I, we lose people way too quickly, way too frequently. Life is very short. This world is kind of like topsy-turvy with the craziness. So Dan and I ask you guys one favor every week, besides liking, subscribing, and sharing with a friend. Our stupidity is tell somebody you love them. It's really important to us. It's fucked that sometimes you lose somebody and you realize, shit, didn't even get to hug that person last time. I didn't get to tell them I love them, no matter how much I did love them. So do us that favor. Tune in next week. We will not be as quick. And I wonder if Dan's cat just Alt F4. That'd be hilarious if Dan's cat just Alt F4'd him. You're good there.
All right.
Yeah. I'm on the road tomorrow, so we're making this quick. I gotta go to bed, even though it's only 8:00. Dan, I love you. Good to see you, brother.
I love you too, buddy, and have a good week. I'll talk to you next week.
We also gotta discuss WrestleMania.
Okay. Yep.
Shit. Yeah, maybe we don't have to talk about it because it was kind of shit, but whatever.
It's all right. I thought it was pretty good, but
I
digress. All right.
See you guys next week. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.